What was your experience like? Like, do you remember when you started noticing any changes in your health? Not just hot flashes, but other things that made you kind of get the sense that your body was changing?
It was just the hot flashes for me where you feel hot even when it's not too hot. Other than that, not too bad for me.
A lot of people associate menopause with just hot flashes, but I think a lot of people appreciate now that a lot of symptoms happen before that happens. So part of the process, obviously, right, is your periods stop, so your periods will kind of change. Do you remember about how old you were when that started happening for you?
Oh my gosh, I was traveling when I had this very heavy period, and I even stained the airplane chair a little bit. And when I stood up, one of the stewardess noticed that I had a little stain, and she went and got me some napkins and a towel to sit on.
Oh my gosh, that's so
She was
sweet.
real nice.
Yeah.
So that wasn't bad, but
Was it kind of like it surprised you?
it surprised me because I said, why is this like this? Never had that very heavy. I think I was 55 then. And we were flying to the Philippines, and I was really heavy. And that was the last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was just like the last hurrah, and then it
Yeah.
was all over.
After that, I didn't have any more period.
Okay. Well, a lot of people tend to go into menopause around the time that their mothers or their female family does too. So I guess I have to wait till 55. Before that had happened, were you noticing other changes? Like, had your period spaced out or
It
slowed
was
down at all?
regular for me the whole
Oh, really?
time until I had that very big one where, man, no matter how many times I changed, it was just like it's coming through or something.
That would be scary. Like,
It was.
because you were traveling, so.
Yeah. And I feel a little embarrassed.
I mean, it's just interesting because you go through all these things and I had no idea.
Yeah, but the other thing, it's good now because you talk about it. Like I said, my mother never talked about it, so you just go through the experience and do your best.
Do you think people were embarrassed or they thought it was improper, or why do you think that was?
There's an embarrassed feeling, but you just know that, well, I have no control.
So for you, leading up to that, before you were 55, did you notice changes in your sleep or in your weight? Like a lot of people notice around that time that they suddenly have a harder time maintaining their weight.
I didn't have any, I guess I didn't put much thought about it, so I didn't even know, except when it stopped, when it was so heavy, that's about it.
Some other things are people may notice changes in their mood. They notice that they feel more irritable. Or I had a patient who was at one of our events. She said, you know, she has a supportive family and everything, but she's noticed that she's been much more emotional. Like she gets depressed really easily being in perimenopause.
I've heard about that, but even my girlfriends, we ask each other, and it just seems like our mood, our feeling is the same. Nothing depressing or nothing you're angry about. I mean, same feeling. So I guess we're blessed.
Well, one thing you kind of noticed, because I was with you last time when we met up with your friends, one thing you noticed was, and that you guys have talked about, were changes in memory, or what we call brain fog.
But that's now because I'm 69 now, so, but also I don't know if I thought I was blaming my chemo, but when my girlfriends, it was so funny. My girlfriends for years, two of them said, "Are you Felena's sister?" And I thought, what?
Yeah, because they didn't recognize
They
you.
didn't recognize me, but because I always have that braided hair, I have a whistling hair.
But they saw you when you started chemo, right?
Right, but
You had your hair at
I still have my hair.
Okay.
When I moved here in California, I was in Grand Rapids then. When I transferred my care here in California, that's when all my hair were fallen off. Although it started in Grand Rapids, but I still have some, and I cut it. But it didn't look like this. And the other girlfriend said, "Who are you?" And I thought, oh my world, what's going on here? I thought they forgot about me.
Did you notice other memory lapses being with them, or you think they just didn't recognize you?
Well, they said, well, we're always looking at, we know you with braided hair all the time. Because I asked them later when we were together, they said, well, we always knew you with braided hair.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look different, or at least long hair that is just not braided. So when they saw my hair and it's, I guess, I don't know, it curled by itself, like it's weaving like that. And they said, that looked different. We thought you were the sister. So we just laugh at each other. We do notice as the age go by, I myself, man, couldn't even think, what did I have for breakfast? I test myself, let's say, what did I eat for breakfast?
Well, it's one thing that some of my patients will bring up is brain fog, kind of like you're saying, that feeling or that experience where you have a hard time remembering things, or it just takes you a little longer to do things that you normally wouldn't have had to think about.
For sure.
Is that something, it's just been more recent, or did you notice it around that time before?
Not on the menopause time, because until I would say, until I was 65, I was okay. I did same things, although slower, but yeah, I did things slower, but not as bad as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like I have to think what I do today and what can I finish. Sometimes I have to write it, so that helps. But also, yeah, hearing is not, but that's reason, so that's probably not part of menopause. I tend to say what a lot. It's like, I think to myself, seems like I should have heard that. Why am I saying what? So, in all the things where they say your health is better while you're having your period, actually, I only realize now that, yeah, I guess it is. Because they say your heart is, I don't know, with all the, what do you call it, hormones that you have before menopause, you have those kind, whatever hormones keeps you upbeat, or you can move more easier. Somehow you can hear more, you could understand more, and you know what to do next. But this time, after menopause, you start to feel things like you're slowing on processing what you've seen, what you've heard, what you're gonna do next. So it begins after menopause, you're slowing down on many things. But to me, especially after 60, that's when I noticed, I couldn't jog a little bit faster than like I used to. Now even a fast walk is even harder, but I don't think that's part of menopause. Maybe that's part of old age.
Well, it's related. So one of the things you brought up was around heart health, and we know that there's actually estrogen receptors throughout our body. There's estrogen receptors in our brain, in our heart, in the blood vessels, and a lot of people just think about it being a hormone that has to do with hot flashes, but it actually does play a big role in our heart health, in our bone health, and everything. And so what you mentioned was actually accurate, that for a lot of women after menopause, their risk for heart disease actually goes up significantly. And one of the things that we found in this study called the Women's Health Initiative, where they were testing, hundreds of thousands of women who were getting hormone therapy, they found that when women start hormone therapy close to the time that they're starting perimenopause, so when they notice changes related to menopause, when they start hormone therapy around that time, it may actually decrease your risk for heart disease, stroke, colon cancer, Alzheimer's disease. But when women start it later in life, especially after age 65, it actually seems to increase those risks. And so is hormone therapy something that you talked to your doctor about, or other women talked about, like around that time that you're going through menopause?
Oh no, I never talk about menopause with my doctor, and I don't want any more extra things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens, so let it be. But yeah, to the young people, you would say, enjoy your period. You never know that it's really part of being healthy and uplifted. And nowadays, I feel like, oh, I guess I miss my period then, if it's causing me all this.
Well, it's part of the process. It is related. And it's not just estrogen. I think a lot of people are thinking more also about the other hormones that are involved in this process, like progesterone. For a lot of people, plays a big role in our sleep and being able to fall and stay asleep. And for a lot of my patients who start progesterone replacement, they also notice their night sweats will get better. Did you notice sleep issues like going through your 40s and 50s?
No, I always have, even when I was young, if I could get straight 6 hours, I'm good. But once I wake up, nowadays anything can wake me up, like going to the bathroom or more than I ever did, or coughing, and going back to sleep is hard. But even then, even when I was younger, I have a hard time sleeping, and I wake up easy. But as long as I can sleep back, that helps.